Hello, it is I, Mr. Peters, coming at you with another book versus book. Today's two books are Surfer Dog by Eric Walters and I Lost My Talk, Words by Rita Joe. So that is the book we're going to start off with, is Lost My Talk. I lost my talk. The talk you took away. When I was a little girl at Sub-Acadia School, you snatched it away. I speak like you. I think like you. I create like you. I lost my talk. The scrambled ballad about my word. Two ways I talk, both ways I say. Your way is more powerful. So gently I offer my hand and ask, let me find my talk. So I can teach you about me. The end. All right, now we have Surfer Dog by Eric Walters. Surfer Dog. The dog with the one blue eye and one brown eye sat in the shade of a tree. He waited patiently. He knew from where the sun was in the sky that the boy would be there soon. On the busy road in front of roaring cars and trucks, quads and motorcycles, bikes and people all race by. The dog's ears perked up. He heard the sound he was waiting for. He wagged his tail as the boy arrived. The dog and boy greeted each other. They had been friends for many months, and they counted on each other to be there. The boy gave a dog a scratch behind the ear before running into his home to change his clothes. The boy returned in bare feet and a bathing suit. He took a surfboard from its spot against the wall, strapped it on his scooter, and was ready to go. Almost. Come on, boy, he called. The dog jumped up onto the scooter, and they were off. The boy balanced the scooter while the dog balanced himself over the rough road. As they drove, people waved and called out. Everybody knew them, even if they didn't know them by name. They were the boy and the dog. The boy didn't own the dog, and the dog didn't own the boy. The boy didn't know if anybody owned the dog. He called the dog boy, and the dog thought of him as boy. They shared more than a name, though. That's why they were together. They bumped off the road through a patch of tangled trees onto a path leading to the beach. They were screeching in the trees, and the dog barked in reply. The path was even rougher than the road, but the boy and the dog kept their balance. Beyond the beach, rolling waves barreled to the shore. The waves were why the boy and the dog were there. The waves were why all the surfers were there. The boy took his board, and he and the dog waded into the surf. They pushed through the waves until the water was deeper than the dog was tall. The boy scooped him up and placed him on the board. The waves rocked the board, but for the dog it was like balancing on the scooter. The boy lay on his belly and the dog moved to the front. The boy paddled, cutting through the waves. Once he reached out to steady the dog. Friends do that sometimes. They got out to the place where the other surfers were waiting. One wave passed by, then a second. The third was right. The dog stood up and the boy paddled as hard as he could and jumped to his feet. They cut back and forth through the water, the boy moving his body and the dog steady on all fours. At the end of the ride, the wave washed over them and they rolled into the surf. The boy found the dog and lifted him back onto the board. He gave him thanks by wagging his soaked tail and giving the boy a salty look. 3 more times they paddled out, and 3 more times they surfed in. When they were finished, the boy paddled to the shore and the dog jumped off and onto the sand. "You play with your friends, while I play with mine," the boy said. There were almost as many dogs on the beach as there were surfers in the water. The dog went and ran and played in the surf with the others. The boy went back out. This time he'd be looking for bigger waves. He loved surfing with dog, but it was easier by himself. The boy surfed and the dog played, and each still watched out for the other. That's what friends do. As the sun set, they walked off the beach. The boy and the dog and the board rode home over the bumps and hills, perfectly balanced. The boy's mother greeted them at the driveway. "How are my boys?" she asked. "We were surfing, so we're good. The 2 of you are just in time for supper." "The 2 of us?" The boy was confused. "You always give him half your meal, so I thought it best to feed you both tonight." "But he's not our dog," the boy said. "He's here at supper time, and it would be rude not to feed him. Besides, he is your friend, and friends eat together." The boy sat down to eat. "Hey boy, surfing makes you hungry." Soon it would be time for the boy to go start his homework. Soon it would be time for the dog to go wherever he went at night. "Maybe now I need to give you a name. How about Surfer Dog?" The dog wagged his tail. He liked that name. "And my name is Sammy." The boy didn't own the dog, and the dog didn't own the boy, but they are friends. Surfer friends. The end. All right, so those are our 2 books, I Lost My Talk by Rita Joe and Surfer Dog by Eric Walters. Now it is time to vote. Let us know which book you enjoyed the most.